Alrighty, welcome to the Lookout Podcast. We are just getting the podcast. We got Buckley here hanging out with us, and we just got done with 13 Crosses on Friday, and Levi and Dave are a huge reason why that got done. So thanks for all your work, guys. Appreciate you.
Yeah, we're really glad we got to.
How'd you guys get linked up with the 13 Crosses in the first place? I never heard.
Well, that's an interesting story. So Burke's a good friend of ours, and somebody told CJ, presumably Burke, that I should be the person that supports on this. And so that's kind of how it happened. I went to the Silver Slipper with these guys, and they just said, get it done and tell us what you need. And so we did.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. So you guys, and then they were just like, hey, whatever you need, like, we'll support you and just go get some sponsors and stuff. And
so the Wilma gave us half price because it was for a nonprofit. And then,
oh, thank you, Wilma.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Wilma.
And then Mike Summit also, like he funded all of that. And then he did gifts for anybody. And then the rest of it, I was just like, Mike had said, we want to get people gifts, something they wouldn't get themselves. That's good. And so I was like, I'm just going to go for it. So I just started calling people, and there were so many generous, amazing, like small businesses and then regional businesses that kind of helped out with that. So it was awesome.
It was a great collection. I saw there was like a little thing of like syrup and some socks and was there soap too or something?
There was like a little maple candy. So
that's what it was, maple candy.
Yeah. I grew up making maple syrup in the Sugar Woods.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so I got a hold of my cousin, and I was like, hey, how much would it cost me to buy syrup? And she actually, her and her kids and her husband made syrup and Buckley and sent it out to us and donated that. And then I called my pastor in Vermont that I grew up with, and it's not been a great time for making candy right now, but they got a bunch of ladies together and just started asking questions, and a local store that does goat cheese was like, yeah, we'll do it. We're going to make candy. So it was made that week for everybody. And then, just really
super
had
cool.
An awesome time from all over the country, getting things that I felt like people couldn't really get themselves or maybe wouldn't get for themselves.
Yeah, totally. And like you said, something like the candy, like, I mean, that's the first time I ever had it because I never even really heard it because, we don't really have maple trees out here, at least the syrup making kind, So, like, I think there's some ornamental, like, I think Blaze maple is one of the, the big ones people have, but no one's tapping those, the suckers. But you said you were in the Sugar Woods? Is that what it's called?
So the Sugar Woods or the Sugar Bush. So I grew up on a dairy farm in northern Vermont, and
cool.
The first time it got really cold here, Dave's like, "Oh, we can't go out," and I'm like, "It's only like 30 below. This is nothing." I'd go out and milk cows when it was like 40 below, and it would be that way for weeks. So
yeah, just kind of stay like that.
Yeah, I live someplace subtropical now.
Yeah, totally, man. Yeah, that's cool. Way to grow up though, like a whole different world from, like you said, like what we're experiencing right here.
Honestly, though, I tell people it's part of what makes me a really great fire wife, because when it's time for cropping, all of a sudden everybody's gone, and you're making dinner for people at 11 o'clock at night on feed trucks, and it might be days that you're not seeing anybody in your family, and so it just kind of like it prepared me for the life that I have now.
Yeah, translates over.
Mm-hmm.
Did you so like on the 13 crosses? So folks listening, this last Friday was 13 Crosses, the story of Man Gulch. Documentary filmmaker Taylor Moe was one of the featured guests, and I'm wrapping back down at the beginning because I realized I kind of gave a bad intro. So Levi and Dave McConathy were like pillars in putting that together.
Sorry.
So did you guys like get a chance to meet Taylor before the show, or?
Not in person, no. We got to meet him there. We talked to him on the phone a little bit.
And then video chat.
Yeah, video chat.
That one time when we pre-screened it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
That's pretty cool. Where were you guys at for the pre-screening?
Honestly, the top of a truck camper in our bed, like curled up watching it on a computer because we were in Moab. So
cool.
Everybody else was at Summit. He came, I think Taylor was at Summit, right? Yeah.
He came to Summit.
Oh, he did? Oh, cool.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
And so we were really lucky to see it. And I think I was lucky to bring the unique perspective of not having a history in fire, because then like the artistic license wasn't lost on me, versus the history that everybody else in the room held. So Mike and I kind of balanced that a bit, I hope.
Yeah, I think so. And I told Taylor too, like when before I even saw it, so I was just kind of going on what everyone else had said about it. That I appreciate that perspective, like instead of not having the fire background, because like me and Dave describe what we do, it's usually like really watered down. It's like we dig ditches in the woods, we cut some trees once in a while. Like it's pretty like. I don't know. I mean, like that's how I describe it, Dave. Like, and that's kind of feels like the fire community,
Extreme gardening, man.
Yeah, extreme gardening. Yeah, exactly. Like so, like it's not. We're not really telling a good story of what we do because we're always watering it down. So it's great to have like someone like Taylor Moe and like you on board to help. That side of things where you guys are seeing with fresh eyes. Or me and Dave got I got almost 20 years in. You probably got 20 years in, and.
Yep.
It's so you just kind of it's our becomes like you normalize it, right? I guess is the word I'm looking for.
So I think that I told Dave I always have an agenda and I don't have one, but I might have lied. A little bit. I guess one thing that I really want to emphasize about this experience for me. So when I moved out here as a single mom, and I didn't have anybody, right? And the first time, like within my first week of work, I was told that like, go to the putt and pull because if you want to experience fire community, you should go. And then I got to go to the putt and pull with Dave. And it's so true. But what I realized through this experience is that like, I immediately talked to you and you were like, watch this, do this, right? So like you were all in. And then I called Matt, whose name I can never say right.
Matt
Mai, yeah. And he had people on the phone, like, making that connection for me before I could even, like, turn around.
Yeah.
And, like, that's just 2 examples of so many people who have done this. And my support system is tremendous now because of this community. And I think that, that's huge. And some of the guys that were there because they were overjoyed to see our success in doing that, and that means so much to us, right?
Yeah.
But you gave me some podcasts to listen to, and you mistakenly said that you are not eloquent, and I disagreed with that at that moment. But then after hearing you the other night, like, you're a liar in that sense. I disagree. That was the most beautiful, like, it was so eloquent and so well said when you were speaking. So thank you.
I really appreciate it. Well, thank you for the opportunity. And it is when you're up there on stage, like it went by like that, and I'm like, oh, like did I read it well, or like did I just like rip through it, So like getting that feedback from you guys like the next day was awesome, and the timing worked out great too. Like, did you like? I think we like locked eyes at one point, and then you went and grabbed Rachel, and then like it was just so perfect. It was and you didn't even know what my speech was going to be, but the timing worked out great because it was like you came up on the stage right as I was finishing it off, and I was like, and now Levi McConathy's on, came up, or I can't remember how I sent it out, but it was like it was a smooth transition. It was just like, and now here's Levi McConathy to say a few words, and then microphone to you. You say a few things, introduce Rachel. It was and then give CJ the gift. It was perfect. He wants to talk a little.
Right. Hey, you're being rude. And I think like I want to give props to Justin Kaber because I had met Justin maybe a couple of times and it'd been just really like superficial, and through this process it was just like all hands on deck. He was just epic to work with, right? And like I've had to bare my soul to him a couple times. It's been like it's been awesome, and again, like I have this huge fire family I'm so grateful for.
He's wild today.
I'm gonna eat you.
He wants to talk today.
Yeah, he's want to get involved.
So yeah, one of the really interesting things about 13 Crosses is it wasn't even meant to be a fundraiser, right? It was meant to just be a world premiere movie, and let's see how this goes, and let's get people together. And we came up with somewhere around $10,000 for the foundation out of it.
That's awesome, man. Well, and I don't know, like at least I wasn't aware of it. It sounded like a lot of people weren't, that Taylor Moe was gonna contribute all whatever he earns from it in the future. Even like that is huge, like because.
So just the beginning, right?
Yeah, and because he's a simple guy. He's not like loaded or anything. This is his first film, as far as I know, right? And
I think, right. Like, I mean, it costs money to make, and he's just like, no way, man, this is important. Like, he's an outsider who fell in love with it, and like, I had said when we were talking about seating, he was like, I don't want any of the VIP seats. Those are for other people. And I just was like, Taylor, if you want people in the audience, you know, they can be in honorary seating, or if they appreciate it, like send them throughout. And he was so grateful to get to be an outsider allowed into this life, because it's certainly not there. You look from the outside, right? And
Well,
to
yeah,
get
it's
to
just,
see it from the inside is a unique experience that we take for granted.
totally, yes, and a very big group, and then you like shrink it down to like, folks who are on engine, folks who are on district, helitech, and then even like a little smaller, you go down to like smoke jumper, so it's, a very like small community. It's not everywhere. I mean, kind of, but people don't know about it everywhere. I've told the story a few times, like when I was in Pocatello, and I just got off a fire. I jumped, and people were like, "What's a smoke jumper?" In Pocatello, at like one of the local watering holes. I'm
Wow.
like, "Man, Pocatello, Idaho, you don't know what a smoke jumper is?" So it's
Yeah.
we're not doing a good job, I think, of like sharing what we do, like I mentioned earlier. So like a film like this, I think helps a ton, and I really enjoyed it. What do you guys think?
I didn't see it. I mean, I saw it during the screening, but during that, I just was kind of doing back end work, which
Yeah.
worked well for me because it was pretty overwhelming. I had an amazing work crew.
Yeah, shout out to Trapper for helping out with that, huh?
Yeah, and I just had these great volunteers who would knew they were kind of serving as teachers to these young people, and we got to bring our 12-year-old into it, and just the value in that multi-generational giving. And I think, it was pretty intentional the way that we had Trapper there, because it's really important to us that we introduce them to the fire community that we want to see,
Yeah.
and give them a leg up by meeting some of these people that are someday going to be their supervisors.
Yeah, totally.
So,
And like multi-generational thing, like you said, like I didn't realize that there was going to be someone who was older than the Man Gulch, or jumped
101.
before the Man Gulch fire. Yeah, like, was it 46 or something he said he jumped, I think?
46 and 47, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, like that was impressive because I hadn't met anyone that had jumped, during those years. So I was like, holy cow, that's wild. At least that, yeah, I think if I'm thinking about it right, I think the oldest smoke jumper I talked to jumped right before Korea, I think. So I mean, not long after. Well, yeah, I guess maybe about that time frame, because World War II ended in like 40. I don't know, 40. What is it, 44, 40? Something like that. I should know this, but my brain is so flat today. But yeah, it was like that was super cool to see, like you said, like that gentleman, and then like the students too that are coming up in fire. So it was really cool to see so many different ages, at the 13 crosses.
And it's like getting to help them understand the rich history, right?
Yeah.
So I came into this thinking like, I've got to earn this huge honor that I've been given. And the reality is, at the end of the day, I got to hold space for some of the coolest people that I've ever met. And I went into it like a little kid. Like when I toured the jump base, I was like, can I touch that? Can I, and it's just like, there's so much there that I think we take for granted on a regular basis.
Yeah, especially where we live. It's like
Mm-hmm.
we've got beautiful mountains in the background. Our friends are fire folks. It's like it's in the community here, but then you travel not far away, and it's not too many people know about it. So it's cool to see. Hopefully, this film gets some more traction and gets out there. But I really like the film because I thought it did a good job of like bringing in, like Dave Turner and the historian from Man Gulch, and then current jumpers, and then having current jump footage, tied in with the animated reenactment of Man Gulch. So you got to see like the animation, and then switch over to real jump ops, which I thought was super cool.
So tell me about the animation in your mind. How did that go? What was your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I thought it was good. Like, cause I didn't know, I kind of like was like, I just didn't know what to expect. So I was like, I didn't know how we'd do it and how it would look. And I thought it was, like, basic, but in a good way, if that makes any sense. Like it wasn't overdone. Like, cause that's always kind of the worries. Like it's gonna be over the top or overdone. But I thought it was like just perfect. It was kind of subtle, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Like the DC-3 looked like a DC-3. You can make out everything, and it wasn't like characters talking. It was. I think it turned out great.
There was moments in it and where I was just super emotional when we did get to watch it during the screening, where I thought that it just really did a great job with that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of emotion in the animation.
Yeah.
That was really cool to see that, we won't give any spoilers, but
I know, I'm trying not to give anything away,
Yeah, there's definitely some emotion in it, and
yeah. Well, and it gives you a different, because I think we can all like picture, and it's in our mind's eye of like how those events went down, and to see someone else's, depiction of it, and the terrain recreated in animation, it was really cool, and to see the way things like the process of how things broke down, and how the tragedy became a tragedy. So yeah, that was super cool event. I hope it gets out there to some more folks. Like I got a lot of good feedback, in the social media world about, some possible places that folks would like to see it. And one of them was at Moscow, University of Idaho. So,
Oh, awesome.
yeah, that I shot Taylor's number to one of my friends over there, and I think he was gonna reach out and see if he'd be willing to screen it this fall after the fire season when all the fire folks get back to town. So.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. There was some requests from Helena.
Oh really?
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I told them no.
yeah, like no.
They
we're
asked
not
me
sharing.
for August, and I said no. Immediately no. And then I was like, that's fire season. But I said, let me get back to you.
Yeah.
It's a joke, but not really. My husband's a terrible fire wife. He's used to being the person that's gone, and I'm waiting at home. And, I think that there was a lot of change in that, where he's picking up the pieces for me instead of the other way around. So we kind of need to forget how hard that was on our family. And I think that if anything, it just reminded me how much it takes. Like, it takes a family for all of this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a big lift. I mean, even like Taylor Moe had his crew, of folks, and it was cool to meet like his wife, and who helped out. And was it Dash? Was that the other fellow?
Yeah, Dashel.
Yeah, Dashel. Yeah, it's great to talk to him. And what was cool, and you touched on it earlier, is that the group that it brought in too. I got to see some jumpers that I jumped with there, and some family members of them that I had never met. And like Kurt and his dad were there, which is cool. They get to share that.
I told Dave I was leaving him.
Yeah.
For Fred.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Fred came all the way from Seattle, right? I mean, that's awesome. And he came all the way down here to see that with Kurt and be with his son and his grandson. And so, yeah, that was super cool.
Oh, it's cool. I didn't realize his grandson was there. So 3 generations right there.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you know this, but Kurt's dad, obviously you knew he was a jumper. I believe it was 2 brothers that were jumpers as well.
Oh, really?
So Kurt just has this rich history of that, right?
Yeah.
And I will say Kurt was a VIP, and 2 of the jumpers came to me and separately and asked for him to be the VIPs. But Kurt's so humble that I don't even know that he was. I had sent him a VIP invite, and when I saw him at the base, I said, Kurt, I need you to come to this. 2 of your guys want you in the VIP seats, and that says something about you.
Yeah, 100%.
So, and then Fred just really helped me out to get people there that should have been there that I didn't know about, maybe. Hi, you're being
totally
rude. So, it's a community, and I will tell you that the next morning, Fred will probably kill me for saying this. He texted me and said, "Hey, I'm sending you $1,000."
Oh, really?
So,
man, that's awesome.
just like, he didn't owe us anything for that, but just was so, moved by what we'd done as a community for each other. And I think that that's huge. And on the sponsorship stuff, Bridger Aerospace was super generous. Obviously, Summit.
Summit.
Neptune's still working with their board, and they are like, yeah, we're going to help. We just don't know what we're going to do. And then Double Black Diamond Realty, a little tiny real estate company down here. And they're getting bigger, but like just great community members, and they helped out. And then
and they had some boot companies, right? Like
yep. And then a couple other little Hamilton businesses that really, they just know that we help their communities. So I would say, correct me if I'm wrong, all the major boot companies.
Yep.
Like White's, they debuted a new boot there.
Yeah, I kind of saw it briefly. It looked pretty sweet. What'd you think of it, Dave?
Yeah. I tried it on.
Oh, did you? Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're pretty nice. Moving into that hiker style, that out of the logger. I think there's a niche for both.
Yeah, totally.
J and K or JK.
Yeah, I was on the phone with him the night before texting. He was at a wedding, and I'm making their gift certificate, and the union donated even. So it was just this wide array of people and groups, and I think one of the more exciting things was that all of our VIP art, everybody got a piece of art.
Yeah.
It's all wildland fire created art or former, and because we wanted to support them, we fundraised to pay for that, but at a discounted rate. So that was really cool.
Oh, that is cool, man. Yeah, and that art, I think, was it Jessica Shuey, am I
Yep.
saying it right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, she does incredible work.
Right, and then we had a artist who actually makes art out of fire, who's a former wilderness first responder and type 2. And then Tanya Oppenmeyer, I think, Montanan, former fire.
Cool.
So yeah.
Man, yeah, it was cool, and you could tell it was a good show, or at least a good gathering of folks too. I guess both, because like no one just jetted out of there. Like a few of the older folks who it was getting late, and I totally understand it, and try to beat the rush out of there. But like for the most part, people just stayed and hung out, Like,
And that was really by design, right?
Yeah.
Like, we go to events, and then when they're over, it's like, okay, let's leave.
Yeah.
But at the end of the night, we're all there to hang out with each other, too. And it was really important to us that we got to have people be together instead of just seeing this. So that's kind of why we kept everything really brief, both ends of the program.
Yeah, it was perfect. Yeah, like you said, by design, like we talked about a little bit before, like especially because I mean, most people know the story of Man Gulch, doesn't really have a happy ending. So, like I think you said it to me when you first brought me in, like, hey, we gonna try to do something after the show so that people aren't just like leaving with like sad story, and talk about some other parts, and then I mean honoring CJ was a great idea. That turned out awesome.
I think that's really important, right? Like, the people who aren't doing it for the honor, right? Like Mike and CJ didn't do that so that people would notice them. They do that because that's their heart.
Yeah.
And to have the opportunity to honor them, and in CJ's case, the family, because he, like Rachel, she just jumps into all of this stuff, but she also gives up so much of her husband in order to just kind of stand back and let him do his thing too.
Yeah, Rachel, I mean, the amount of time that she spent away, or they spent away from each other, I mean, he's going to be forced out at 57 this summer, so it's his last fire season. So, I mean, I don't know how many he's got in, but he's probably got over 20, so that's 20 summers.
39, I think.
39, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think
that's what he told me.
Do you know what he's doing next?
No, he kind of said something, but do you know?
I'm not giving you a spoiler on this one. So it's definitely worth asking him, because his next life plan is super cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because we were going to do a follow-up, because we did the, putt and pull one, and then, I messed up and I left my recorder at home, so we ended up just doing it off the GoPro, and so I didn't have a lot of battery life to, ask him questions, and I didn't want to keep him too long. So I was like, we'll do another one after, after all these events, like the putt and pull and 13 crosses, and do a follow up, and what's next for him. So I'm glad you said that, because that reminded me to reach out and bug him.
Yeah, you definitely need to.
Yeah.
We got a couple more sponsors to mention
we
as
do.
well. Jewelry by Design of Missoula.
Jewelry Design Center,
Or Jewelry Design Center, excuse me.
CDA.
Kenetrex, CDA Resort.
And I think that, those ones, it was really interesting, Jewelry Design Center and CDA, when I went and presented to a bunch of guys, they're like, jewelry, why? And I said, because I spend all my time looking at gear for my husband, and he better put some tickets in for me, right?
Yeah.
And in the beginning of the night, you kind of saw that, and by the end of the night, you heard men coming up and being like, no way, we need this. We might need this. And that recognition of that, I think there's underpinnings of that right now, where we're really starting to see there's some family need here. And I think that this really highlighted that, and people are starting to notice it, because we had some comments about that after.
Oh, that's great.
So I'm glad that we're kind of able to recognize that, let's get a vacation for a family. Let's get a vacation for a couple.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and that's been kind of going around the community for a little while, but it's starting to surface more, like you said, vacations and those things, like take care of each other. And Burke, has been pushing it, and man, how about his speech? That was pretty awesome, huh?
Yeah, I wish I would have got it all on tape. I was in the back, and he texted me, and I jumped out there and caught some of it. And I will tell you after, privately, love you, Burke. I'm gonna rat you out.
Burke, man.
He said, I've never done anything like that, but I think it needed to be heard. It's the time for that, and I don't disagree with him.
Totally, yeah, it was great, because a moment of silence, it's powerful. But what he did, having to reach out to your neighbor, a stranger next to you that's sitting next to you that you might not know, and feel them for a minute, and like you saying, you feel their hurt, feel their
Yeah.
emotions and stuff. It's like, oh man, like that was a great thing to do.
If you can carry that burden with somebody for a minute, like
Yeah.
it changes things, right?
Yeah.
So, another one, and I think it's on that, is Darn Tough.
Oh,
That's a big
yeah.
one for me because Darn Tough doesn't donate.
Oh really?
Darn Tough has a very strict policy because they give the military socks.
Oh, I didn't know.
And when my girls were growing up, we used to go to what you call the Hunter's Widow Sale. And it was the first weekend of hunting. And so I'd take the girls at like 4 in the morning and we'd stand outside in November, cold weather, and go in. And so I kind of just told them that story. And I was like, yeah, I grew up on a dairy farm and I did that. And then I said, my husband's on fire and he only wears them. And I actually sent a picture of the girls saying goodbye to him and said, these goodbyes never get easier. And, 60 pairs of socks are on our doorstep for you guys. And that was like, Dave got to throw him in the crowd. He had a lot of fun with that.
I did have a lot of fun with that, for sure.
Yeah, at the end of the show, what were you doing?
Just chucking socks, man.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, raise your hand if you want a pair of socks. And he started coming up and socks started flying. So, no, that was awesome.
And then,
Mystery Ranch.
Mystery Ranch, yeah.
yep. And then,
True North.
Montana Gems.
Oh, Montana Gems.
And Sapphires and Phillipsburg. So, like, these little tiny places that they're like, maybe the person who gets the email is like, I don't know if we're going to donate. And then the owners immediately see it and they're like, no way, we're donating, and send us a custom piece,
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
So it's just like so much love for our community. Like, what's the coffee place? They do the smoke jumper and it's out of Lolo.
Hunter Bay?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So I just said, like, you guys have smoke jumper coffee. Can I get some? They went out and they roasted that specifically for this. And I asked for maybe 20 bags. I got 25 plus coffee cards and they were like, the email that I got from her I was just exhausted at that point. And it was so much love for this community that I was just blown away. And
kind of re-energizes you, huh?
Yeah, and we've kind of gotten that throughout every time I've been tired, and then afterward, like Carol, I'm not going to say her last name right, Nieper, who is her great uncle was lost in Man Gulch, just sent me an incredible text, and it's just like, people are so appreciative of the opportunity, of not having their family forgotten, and to see what's happening now, to value you guys, I think. And that means something.
Yeah, it totally does. Yeah, like not forgotten, thing. I mean, it's huge and it's real. Like and this is proof, like this event and all the events, like Putt and Pull with Justin Beebe, and not forgetting him, and then.
Oh, by the way, on that note, we won the maple cream. If anybody has the opportunity to ever get the maple cream, it's the best maple cream I've ever had, and I'm kind of a connoisseur of it. So
maple cream is like a different kind of maple syrup, or
it's thick, and you put it on your toast, and it's glorious.
Really? Oh, I've never heard of it.
I hit a jar and ate it myself.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Oh, that sounds amazing.
So, and it's just like, that it's made. Like, the way that it's made is just with so much love and care.
Yeah.
And I got to introduce myself to Sheldon this year, and it was pretty emotional because we have a common history and we have a common string here now. So.
Yeah, totally. And did you see their logo too for their syrup?
Yeah.
It's super cool. We got the Lolo Hotshot logo with their, come out with their family logo. And
so in my former life, I specialized in. I was a CTE teacher, so career and technical ed, and I worked specifically with natural resources and forestry. So I'm trying to get that class connected with the family. It's a long ways away for Vermont, which is nothing here. But I think there's some meaning in them knowing that there's a connection and there's something different here.
Yeah, absolutely. So. Man. Well, shoot, guys, I got to get going. So that's about 30 minutes in. So I appreciate you guys coming on and taking the time to come up and see me.
Yeah, our pleasure.
You guys got any other shout-outs real quick before we go?
Trapper Creek Advanced Fire.
Yeah, Trapper
Those
Creek
kids,
Advanced Fire.
we couldn't have done it without them. Absolutely could not have done it without them. They were awesome, and I told them how proud I was of them, and they showed integrity and respect, and Anything you asked them to do, they jumped in. I think I got them back to center at midnight that night.
I was gonna ask, man.
Yeah.
Holy
They're
cow.
special.
Helped with cleanup, and they helped us set up. They were great.
Yeah, man, in both entrances, the one
Yeah.
in the back, the VIP entrance and the front door, and like you said, just so like, just nailed it. Like, I don't know what the word to say, but like, they're just like,
They're the whole picture.
yeah, the
Yeah.
whole picture. Yeah, they're so
Yeah.
helpful and very understanding, compassionate, and they were great.
Yeah. So I guess another quick thing is, Justin Abbey
Oh yeah.
is Dave's person, and he's there for my person, because that's what Fire Family is. And he came, and Cordell Taylor came up for it, because they kind of combine those two worlds of Job Corps and Fire, and it's just like to see their pride in the success of students and the adults who serve the students. I just think that that's a huge component of what happens here, and to hear their joy about it afterward was awesome. So I'm just really grateful that they made the trek for us. And, again, Fred coming from a million miles away, I think was awesome. I actually had a friend from high school there.
Oh really?
Who is a former wildland firefighter and lives in Missoula.
Oh,
and we kind
dang.
of connected through this. So
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
What a special event, and man, I look forward to doing more in the future with you guys. So thanks again for coming on. Appreciate you.
Hey, and
Thank you.
one more thing.
more thing.
Thank you for all the work that you did on it. It was tremendous, and we couldn't have done it without you. So
I don't really do much. I just showed up. So I
I'm
appreciate
true.
the
We did
invite.
more than that.
Okay, audience, Luke's too humble, but we know this about him, so thank you for being you.
Well, I thank
Yep.
you guys. I appreciate you guys a lot. You guys did a ton of work on this thing, and wouldn't have happened without you. So thanks. And thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you.